Currently, in the year 2020, there are over 41,415 endangered species all around the world. The endangerment of these species is unfortunately due to the impacts of human activity. As the human population rises further into the billions, more of the natural environment is being changed to suit our needs. Habitat destruction, pollution, and biodiversity loss all culminate into what is called a human-induced mass extinction. Scientists estimate that there are between 100 to 100,000 known and unknown species that can go extinct per year. Because there are so many species on the red list, the funding required is in the billions. It is estimated that it would take $4 billion annually to reduce the risk of all known endangered species. Sadly, the funding obtained from governments, organizations, and donors are not enough to achieve that goal. This is where conservation triage comes into play. It's an idea taken from the medical field that means to direct funding to species that have the highest chances of survival and will be able to thrive. This is so that conservation efforts will not be wasted and would be used effectively. The triage process involves steps such as identifying regions and contexts for planning based on threatening process and economic factors, identifying biodiversity assets and their values, identifying quantitative objectives, identifying candidate management action, estimation cost of each conservation action, calculating expected biodiversity benefit, and actions are ranked based on the benefit and cost. Once this is done, a portfolio of the most feasible actions is made and the best actions are chosen, scheduled, and implemented. It is a very comprehensive process that considers many factors to determine the actions that will bring the best results. Despite the possible success, some argue that ethics of conservation triage and whether or not it is contradiction to conserving biodiversity leads to accepting extinction and rejects the notion that all species has a chance of recovery and that resources should be used to try and save as much species as possible. Despite the pushback, some believe that conservation triage is inevitable as the number of endangered species increase. Some other issues associated with conservation triage are that resources are localized. The decision-making tactic is not necessary for all regions. This can be seen in small countries like Trinidad and Tobago that has only 33 currently endangered species. It should be determined if the conservation triage is a necessary option in this situation. Although conservation triage is a viable method of decision-making, these types of decisions should not have to be made. Because as human beings, if we all come together, we do have the ability to save the species that our actions have endangered.